Today, I'm joined by Julio Casanova, a student athlete who had an eye opening journey with the power of self belief. Julio, can you take me back to the moment when things shifted for you?
Well, this moment, this goes back to a certain point in time where my beliefs were down. I had a bunch of things that so far I hadn't yet realized until one day my mom, she told me these were her exact words: "No one will believe in you more than you believe in yourself." And right there was then I just knew right there that something had shifted, that something had changed my perspective on how I viewed aspects of my journey through this thing that we call life.
Before that moment, how did you view life and yourself growing up?
Well, before that, I feel like I relied too much on what other people said, what other people believed in me. I hadn't put into account what I needed to put towards myself, not taking into account the energy that others would put towards me. I had to focus more on me rather than the points of other people.
Mm. Sports seem to be a big part of your story. How do they play into this?
Well, sports are the contributing factor to this eye-opening moment, I guess you could say, this aha moment.
Mm.
So, well, sports, I play soccer and I run track, and in these sports it's a big mental game. If you don't believe in yourself, you might not play how you're expected to your own expectations, you know what I mean? So whenever I realize that self-belief doesn't come from external forces, it comes from within, from
Mm.
your soul, from your heart. I knew that not only had my life gotten better, but my life within sports had improved.
I feel that. So, was there a specific moment where things started turning for you?
This day was important to me. Yes, there really was. I remember it was a dark day. It was raining, it was windy. And but there was one thing that I've always kept true to me: the energy that I receive from the sun. If I see that the sun is just beaming that day, I know it's going to be a good day. I can feel it in my bones. And that day dates back to I was on the way back from a game that hadn't gone so well for me. And I was talking to my mom. And this was her famous words that had been said to me. She was along the lines of, although right now, things aren't looking up for you. You may not believe what you know yourself to be, but if you believe in yourself more than anybody else believes in you, then not only will you improve your life, but you'll improve the life of the people around you, the people that has supported you. I feel like self belief, it's something that goes is really overlooked. And if you don't have that, then you don't have anything. And so, yeah, that was just that point where everything just changed for me. I realized that it had no longer been a game of people and how they affect you, but how you put an energy towards yourself and affect yourself. Your beliefs, your mind, and.
Mm. And so, has that realization influenced your life beyond sports?
It really has. It wasn't just a realization of sports, but a realization of how I should approach, for example, relationships. School, and just my social life in general. Self belief gave me a mind altering perspective on how to view things that would affect me and not affect others. So yeah, it really did. It really did not just affect my life in sports, but my life overall, and just made me to realize that becoming a better person can be you can follow that path through self belief.
And finally, what advice would you give someone struggling with self belief?
One key point of advice that I would give to somebody struggling with self belief would definitely have to be that self belief, it doesn't just click like that. Self belief, you it's something that is just kept evident in yourself since a child. For example, when you were a child, you may have thought you could accomplish the biggest dreams, but as you grow older, that belief might just fade. You know what I mean? But if you keep that inner child inside of you, if you keep that love that you once had for your dream, your goal, then I feel like you can accomplish anything you put your mind to, and that's the real spill.
Great words, Mr. Casanova. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Thank you for
thank you
sitting
for
down
having
with
me
me.
on your interview here today. It was great to share my word with the people.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would depart now.